What is an ancient history timeline? An ancient history timeline is a visual representation of the key events, developments, and eras that shaped the earliest civilizations and cultures around the world. By organizing historical information on a chronological scale, an ancient history timeline provides a comprehensive overview of the progression and interconnectedness of various ancient societies. The creation of an ancient history timeline allows us to better understand the origins, evolution, and lasting impacts of ancient civilizations. It serves as a valuable tool for students, historians, and anyone interested in exploring the foundations of our global heritage. The importance of an ancient history timeline. Engaging with an ancient history timeline offers several important benefits. Chronological understanding. By presenting historical events in a linear format, a timeline helps us grasp the sequence and timing of various developments in the ancient world. This facilitates a deeper understanding of how civilizations emerged, interacted, and influenced one another over time. Contextual insights. An ancient history timeline provides the necessary context to situate specific events, figures, and achievements within the broader historical landscape. This enables us to make meaningful connections and draw insightful conclusions about the driving forces and societal transformations that shaped the ancient world. Comparative analysis. Comparing the timelines of different ancient civilizations side by side allows us to identify patterns, similarities, and differences in their trajectories. This comparative approach enhances our ability to recognize the unique characteristics and shared experiences of ancient cultures. Educational value. Ancient history timelines are invaluable educational resources, particularly for students and learners. They serve as visual aids that make complex historical information more accessible, engaging, and easier to comprehend and retain. The components of an ancient history timeline. A comprehensive ancient history timeline typically includes the following key elements. Chronological divisions. The timeline is typically divided into distinct eras, such as the Paleolithic, Neolithic, Bronze Age, and Iron Age, each with its own set of defining characteristics and developments. Geographical regions. The timeline encompasses the major ancient civilizations that emerged across different geographic regions, including the Middle East, Mediterranean, Asia, Africa, and the Americas. Historical events. The timeline highlights significant historical events, such as the rise and fall of empires, the emergence of influential leaders and thinkers, and the development of pivotal technologies and cultural achievements. Dates and time periods. The timeline is structured with precise dates or time periods to provide a clear temporal framework for understanding the sequence and duration of ancient events and eras. Visual cues. The timeline may incorporate visual elements, such as illustrations, symbols, or color coding, to enhance the presentation and facilitate the comprehension of information. Exploring the timeline of world ancient history now, let's delve into the fascinating timelines of some of the most influential ancient civilizations. The history of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, one of the earliest and most enduring civilizations, spanned a remarkable period of over 3,000 years, from the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt around 3100 BCE to the death of Cleopatra VII in 30 BCE. This ancient timeline is marked by the rise and fall of powerful dynasties, the construction of iconic monuments like the pyramids and the Sphinx, the development of a sophisticated writing system, and the flourishing of art, architecture, and religious practices. Key events and eras in the history of ancient Egypt include 1. The pre-dynastic period, circa 5310 BCE, the emergence of early agricultural communities and the gradual unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. 2. The Old Kingdom, circa 2700–2200 BCE, the establishment of the first centralized state, the construction of the Giza pyramids, and the rise of a powerful bureaucracy. 3. The Middle Kingdom, circa 2050–1650 BCE, a period of political and economic stability, marked by the construction of new capital cities and the expansion of trade. 4. The New Kingdom, circa 1550–1070 BCE, the Golden Age of ancient Egypt, characterized by military conquests, the construction of iconic temples, and the reign of renowned pharaohs like Ramses II and Tutankhamun. 5. The Late Period, circa 1070–332 BCE, the decline of Egyptian power, the rise of foreign influences, and the eventual conquest by the Persians, Greeks, and Romans. The history of ancient Greece. Ancient Greece, with its rich cultural heritage and profound impact on Western civilization, spanned a period of over a millennium, from the Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations, circa 3100 BCE, to the Hellenistic period, 323-30 BCE. This ancient timeline is defined by the emergence of influential city-states, the development of groundbreaking philosophical and scientific ideas, the flourishing of art and literature, and the expansion of Greek influence through trade and military conquests. Key events and eras in the history of ancient Greece include 1. The Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations, circa 3100 BCE, the rise of the first advanced Bronze Age societies in the Aegean region. 2. The Dark Ages, circa 1100-800 BCE, a period of political and economic decline, followed by the gradual emergence of the Greek city-states. 3. The Archaic period, circa 800-480 BCE, the rise of influential city-states like Athens and Sparta, the development of the Greek alphabet, and the birth of philosophical and literary traditions. 4. The Classical period, circa 480-323 BCE, the golden age of ancient Greece, marked by the Greco-Persian Wars, the Athenian democracy, the philosophical contributions of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and the military conquests of Alexander the Great. 5. The Hellenistic period, 323-30 BCE, the diffusion of Greek culture and influence across the Mediterranean and Near East, the flourishing of science and the arts, and the eventual Roman conquest of the Greek world. The history of ancient China. Ancient China, one of the oldest continuous civilizations in the world, has a rich and complex timeline that spans over 2 millennia, from the Shah dynasty, circa 2100-1600 BCE, to the end of the Han dynasty, 220 CE. This ancient timeline is characterized by the rise and fall of powerful dynasties, the development of influential philosophical and religious traditions, the advancement of technology and agriculture, and the expansion of Chinese influence across East Asia. Key events and eras in the history of ancient China include 1. The Shah, Shang, and Zhou dynasties, circa 210-256 BCE, the emergence of the first centralized Chinese states, the development of a writing system, and the rise of Confucianism and Taoism. 2. The Qin and Han dynasties, 221 BCE 220 CE, the unification of China under the Qin dynasty, the establishment of the Han dynasty, and the expansion of the Chinese Empire through military conquests and the Silk Road trade network. 3. The Three Kingdoms period, 220-280 CE, a period of political fragmentation and military conflict following the collapse of the Han dynasty. 4. The Six Dynasties period, 220-589 CE, the gradual reunification of China and the flourishing of Buddhist influence and cultural achievements. The history of ancient Rome. Ancient Rome, one of the most influential civilizations in human history, spanned a period of over a millennium, from the founding of the city of Rome in the 8th century BCE to the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century CE. This ancient timeline is marked by the rise and expansion of the Roman Republic, the establishment of the Roman Empire, the development of a sophisticated legal and administrative system, the construction of iconic architectural wonders, and the diffusion of Roman culture across the Mediterranean world and beyond. Key events and eras in the history of ancient Rome include 1. The Roman Kingdom, circa 753-509 BCE, the legendary founding of Rome and the rule of the Etruscan-influenced Roman kings. 2. The Roman Republic, 509-27 BCE, the establishment of a republican form of government, the expansion of Roman power through military conquests, and the rise of influential figures like Julius Caesar and Cicero. 3. The Roman Empire, 27 BCE 476 CE, the transformation of Rome into a centralized imperial power, the reign of iconic emperors like Augustus, Trajan, and Hadrian, and the gradual decline and eventual fall of the Western Roman Empire. 4. The Byzantine Empire, 330-1453 CE, the continuation of the Roman imperial tradition in the Eastern Mediterranean, marked by the reign of influential Byzantine emperors and the flourishing of Byzantine art and architecture. Utilizing an ancient history timeline for learning. An ancient history timeline can be a powerful tool for learning and understanding the complexities of the ancient world. Here are some effective ways to incorporate an ancient history timeline into your studies. Chronological orientation. Use the timeline to establish a clear chronological framework, allowing you to situate specific events, figures, and developments within the broader historical context. Comparative analysis. Examine and compare the timelines of different ancient civilizations side by side to identify patterns, similarities, and differences in their trajectories, fostering a more nuanced understanding of the ancient world. Visualization and retention. The visual nature of a timeline can enhance your ability to retain and recall historical information, making it easier to remember key dates, events, and their relationships. Interdisciplinary connections. Explore how the events and developments depicted on the timeline intersect with various disciplines, such as art, architecture, philosophy, science, and technology, to gain a more holistic understanding of ancient cultures. Research and exploration. Use the timeline as a starting point for further research and exploration, diving deeper into the specific eras, civilizations, or events that pique your interest. Dive deeper into the captivating history of the ancient world by exploring our comprehensive ancient history timeline. Discover the key events, figures, and developments that shape the foundations of our global heritage. Start your journey today and unlock the secrets of the past. Conclusion. Engaging with an ancient history timeline is a powerful way to explore the rich tapestry of the ancient world. By understanding the chronological progression and interconnectedness of ancient civilizations, we can gain valuable insights into the origins, evolution, and lasting impacts of the earliest societies that have shaped our global heritage. Whether you are a student, a historian, or simply someone fascinated by the past, an ancient history timeline can serve as an invaluable tool for learning, research, and discovery. By delving into the timelines of ancient Egypt, Greece, China, and Rome, we can uncover the remarkable stories, achievements, and legacies that continue to captivate and inspire us today.